I caught my son with my friend's daughter. I was in total shock when I found out she was engaged to someone else. You are welcome to Mama Zee's channel. I am so glad to have you. While you are here, sit tight and listen to this blissful story. Let's go. The moment I walked into my son's apartment unannounced and found him with my best friend Helen's daughter Ashley, tangled together on his couch in a way that left no doubt about their relationship, I felt my world tilt sideways. But the real shock came 3 hours later when Helen called me, excitedly talking about the final preparations for Ashley's engagement party next weekend, an engagement to a man named Robert whom Ashley had been dating for 2 years. That's when I realized my son wasn't just having a secret relationship. He was involved with an engaged woman, my best friend's daughter, and if this came out, it would destroy 2 families and a friendship that had lasted 30 years. My name is Carolyn Mitchell, and I'm 68 years old. My son Marcus is 34, a successful architect who has always been responsible, honest, and thoughtful about his choices. Or at least, that's who I thought he was until I discovered he was sleeping with Ashley Brennan, the daughter of my closest friend Helen, a woman who was 2 weeks away from marrying another man. Helen and I have been best friends since college. We raised our children together, celebrated each other's marriages, supported each other through my husband's death 6 years ago and Helen's divorce 10 years before that. Our families were intertwined, holidays together, summer vacations, birthday parties. Marcus and Ashley had known each other their entire lives, growing up more like cousins than family friends. But somewhere along the way, their relationship had changed into something that should never have happened. I had gone to Marcus's apartment that Tuesday afternoon to drop off some family photos I'd found while cleaning out my attic. I still had a key from when I'd helped him move in 2 years earlier, and I'd always felt comfortable stopping by unannounced since Marcus worked from home most days. I let myself in, calling out, "Marcus, it's Mom," as I walked through the entrance. When I got no response, I assumed he was in his home office with headphones on, as he often worked while listening to music. But as I walked toward the living room to set down the box of photos, I heard sounds that made me freeze, intimate sounds, soft voices, and then I saw them. Marcus and Ashley on his couch, clearly in the middle of something I should never have witnessed between my son and my best friend's daughter. "Mom!" Marcus practically shouted, jumping up and scrambling to cover himself and Ashley, who had gone completely pale. I dropped the box of photos, turned around immediately, and walked straight back out of the apartment, my heart pounding and my mind reeling. I sat in my car in his parking lot for 10 minutes, trying to process what I had just seen. Marcus came out dressed, looking mortified and panicked. He got into my passenger seat without asking. "Mom, I'm so sorry you saw that. I didn't know you were coming over." "Marcus, that was Ashley." "Helen's Ashley. What are you doing?" My son's face was anguished. "Mom, I know how this looks, but Ashley and we've been seeing each other for 8 months. We didn't plan this. It just happened." 8 months? I felt like I'd been slapped. "Marcus, I just had lunch with Helen last week and she spent an hour talking about Ashley's engagement party. Ashley is engaged to Robert. She's getting married in 4 months." Marcus looked at the floorboard, his jaw tight. "I know. You know? You know she's engaged and you're still sleeping with her?" "It's not like that, Mom. Ashley doesn't love Robert. The engagement was a mistake, but her mom has already sent out invitations, put down deposits, told the whole family. Ashley feels trapped." I stared at my son, this man I'd raised to have integrity and respect for others. If Ashley doesn't want to marry Robert, she should break off the engagement. She shouldn't be having an affair with you while planning a wedding to someone else. "She's going to break it off," Marcus said desperately. "She just needs time to figure out how to tell her mom without disappointing everyone. So instead she's lying to everyone, including the man she's supposedly going to marry, while carrying on a secret relationship with you?" Marcus had no good answer for that. I drove home in a daze, trying to understand how this had happened. Marcus had always been honest, sometimes to a fault. Ashley had been a sweet girl growing up, though I'd seen less of her in recent years as she'd moved across the state for work. When I got home, there was a voicemail from Helen, her voice bright and excited. "Carolyn. Call me back when you get this. I'm finalizing the seating chart for Ashley's engagement party and I wanted to make sure you and Marcus are coming. It's going to be such a beautiful celebration." I felt sick. My best friend was planning an engagement party for her daughter, completely unaware that the bride-to-be was sleeping with my son. That evening, Marcus came to my house. We sat at my kitchen table, the same table where I'd bandaged his childhood scraped knees and helped him with homework, and I tried to understand how we'd gotten here. "Tell me the truth, Marcus." "All of it." He took a deep breath. "Ashley and I reconnected at Uncle Tom's funeral last year. We started talking, realized we had a lot in common, started meeting for coffee. It was innocent at first, we were just old friends catching up. But somewhere along the way, we fell in love." "She was already with Robert when this started?" "Yes. She'd been dating him for about 18 months. He proposed 6 months ago, and Ashley said yes because everyone expected it. Her mom was thrilled, Robert is stable and successful, all her friends were getting married. But she wasn't in love with him. So instead of being honest and ending that relationship, she got engaged and started cheating with you?" Marcus flinched at the word cheating, but he didn't deny it. "She was going to break it off with Robert, but then her mom got so excited and started planning this elaborate engagement party, and Ashley's grandmother has terminal cancer and is so happy about the wedding. Ashley feels like she can't disappoint everyone. So she's going to marry a man she doesn't love to avoid disappointing people?" "No. That's what I keep telling her. She needs to call off the engagement. But she's scared, Mom. Scared of hurting Robert, scared of disappointing her mom, scared of being judged for breaking an engagement." I rubbed my temples, feeling a headache forming. "Marcus, this is going to blow up spectacularly. Affairs always come out eventually. And when this comes out, it won't just hurt Robert and Ashley, it's going to destroy my friendship with Helen. She'll think I knew and kept it from her." "We're not having an affair," Marcus protested. "Ashley is going to break off the engagement. Then we can be together openly." "When? When is she going to do this?" Marcus was quiet. "Soon. She promised soon." But I knew, with the certainty that comes from 68 years of living, that soon would keep getting pushed back. Ashley would find new reasons to delay. The engagement party was already planned, the venue was booked, her grandmother's health was declining, her mother would be devastated. There would always be another reason to wait. Over the next week, I was tormented by the knowledge of what was happening. Every time Helen called to chat about the engagement party preparations, I felt like a liar. Every time she showed me pictures of the venue or talked about how happy she was that Ashley had found such a good man in Robert, I felt complicit in a deception that would eventually devastate her. I tried talking to Marcus multiple times, begging him to either give Ashley an ultimatum or end the relationship himself. "Mom, I love her," Marcus said with the stubborn conviction of someone who believes love conquers all complications. "Then love her enough to make her do the right thing," I replied. "This situation is unfair to everyone, to Robert who thinks he's marrying someone who loves him, to Helen who's planning a wedding that shouldn't happen, and to you because you're settling for being a secret." But Marcus wouldn't listen. He believed Ashley when she said she would end the engagement. He believed that their love justified the deception and the pain they were causing others. The situation came to a head 10 days later at Ashley's engagement party. Helen had planned an elaborate celebration at a beautiful garden venue. 200 guests, catered dinner, champagne toasts, the works. Robert's family was there, Ashley's extended family, friends from college, Helen's colleagues. It was everything Helen had dreamed of for her daughter. Marcus had declined the invitation, saying he had a work commitment, which was a lie. He was at home, miserable, while the woman he loved celebrated her engagement to another man. I went to the party because not going would have raised questions I couldn't answer. I watched Helen beam with pride as she introduced people to Robert, who seemed like a genuinely good man, attentive to Ashley, clearly in love with her, excited about their future together. Ashley looked beautiful in a pale blue dress, smiling and accepting congratulations, playing the role of happy bride-to-be. But I could see the tension in her shoulders, the way her smile never quite reached her eyes, the way she avoided looking at her mother during the speeches about love and commitment. During dinner, Helen leaned over to me with tears of joy in her eyes. "I'm so happy, Carolyn. Ashley is marrying such a wonderful man. I was worried after my divorce that I'd ruined her view of marriage, but look at her, she's found real love." I felt physically ill. This wasn't real love, it was a performance, a lie that was going to devastate everyone when it inevitably fell apart. After the party, I drove straight to Marcus's apartment. He was drinking whiskey and looking at photos of Ashley on his phone. "This can't continue," I told him firmly. "You need to give Ashley an ultimatum. Either she tells Robert and her mother the truth within 1 week, or you're done. Because what you're doing isn't love, Marcus. Love doesn't hide. Love doesn't let someone marry the wrong person while you wait in the shadows." "Mom, you don't understand." "I understand perfectly. You're both being selfish and cowardly. Robert deserves to know before he marries her. Helen deserves to know before she spends $50,000 on a wedding. And you deserve to be with someone who's brave enough to choose you openly." Marcus was angry at my harsh words, but I could see they'd hit home. He knew I was right. 3 days later, everything exploded in the worst possible way. Helen called me sobbing so hard I could barely understand her. "Ashley just told me she's calling off the engagement. She's in love with someone else. She's been having an affair." My heart sank. "Helen, I'm so sorry." "It's Marcus," Helen choked out. "She's been sleeping with Marcus. Your son has been sleeping with my daughter while she was engaged. Did you know about this, Carolyn? Did you know and not tell me?" The accusation in her voice cut through me like a knife. "I found out 2 weeks ago," I admitted. "I begged Marcus to end it or make Ashley tell the truth. I didn't know how to tell you without destroying our friendship." "Our friendship?" Helen's laugh was bitter and broken. "Our friendship is already destroyed. Your son turned my daughter into a cheater and a liar. Do you know what I've had to do today? Call 200 people to cancel the wedding. Tell Robert's parents that my daughter has been having an affair. Watch Robert fall apart when Ashley told him. My daughter, who I raised to have integrity, cheated on a good man with your son. Helen, I'm so sorry. I never wanted. You kept this from me for 2 weeks. 2 weeks while I planned a party, bought a dress, told everyone how proud I was. You let me look like a fool." She hung up, and when I tried calling back, she wouldn't answer. I tried texting, explaining that I didn't know how to handle the situation, that I'd been trying to get Marcus to end it. She didn't respond. Marcus and Ashley are together now, openly. They're happy, convinced that their love justifies the pain they caused and the relationships they destroyed. Marcus keeps saying that everything worked out because Ashley didn't marry the wrong person. But everything didn't work out. Robert was humiliated and heartbroken. Helen lost her deposit on a wedding venue and had to explain to her entire family why her daughter called off her engagement. Ashley's grandmother died 2 months later, never understanding why her granddaughter suddenly wasn't getting married. And I lost my best friend of 30 years. Helen won't speak to me, won't return my calls, blocked me on social media. When I see her at community events, she looks right through me as if I don't exist. The worst part is that I understand her anger. She's right that I should have told her as soon as I found out. But I was trapped between loyalty to my son and loyalty to my friend, and I chose Marcus. That choice cost me one of the most important relationships in my life. Marcus and Ashley got engaged 6 months ago. Marcus called to tell me, expecting me to be happy for them. But all I could think about was Helen, who should have been celebrating with me, whose daughter should have been someone I welcomed as a daughter-in-law with joy instead of complicated regret. "I'm glad you're happy," I told Marcus, "because he is my son and I love him. But I hope you both understand that your happiness came at a very high price. Robert's trust, your mother's friendship with Helen, Ashley's relationship with her mother, those were the casualties of your love story. Ashley and Marcus are planning a small, quiet wedding. There will be no big celebration, no engagement party, no joy from Helen. Ashley's mother will attend because she loves her daughter, but the relationship between them is strained and may never fully heal. I'll be at the wedding because Marcus is my son. But I'll be thinking about Helen, who should be standing beside me as we watch our children marry, who should be laughing with me about becoming family, who should be my co-mother-in-law and continued best friend. Instead, she won't even look at me. And I don't blame her. Today I'm 69 years old, watching my son marry my former best friend's daughter in a ceremony shadowed by betrayal, deception, and broken relationships. The young couple believes their love story is romantic, star-crossed lovers who found each other despite obstacles. But I know the truth. Real love doesn't require lies and deception. Real love doesn't build its foundation on someone else's humiliation and pain. Real love has the courage to be honest, even when honesty is difficult. What Marcus and Ashley call love, I call selfishness. And the price of their selfishness was paid by Robert, by Helen, by Ashley's grandmother who died confused and hurt, and by me, who lost a friendship that had sustained me through 40 years of life's joys and sorrows. Sometimes when you catch your son with your friend's daughter, the shock isn't just about the relationship itself. It's about discovering that the child you raised with values and integrity is capable of participating in deception that destroys good people's lives. And it's about learning that some choices, even ones made for love, create damage that can never be fully repaired. Helen will never trust me again. Robert will carry the scars of public humiliation and betrayal. And I will always wonder if I could have handled it differently, if there was a way to be loyal to both my son and my friend without losing one of them forever. The answer, I've learned too late, is that there wasn't. The moment Marcus and Ashley chose deception over honesty, someone was going to get hurt. I just wish it hadn't been everyone.